we are back, barely. Welcome back to the Nick Hall Comedy Podcast. I'm your host, Nick Hall, joined as always by...
Josh Griffey.
Yeah, as I said, barely back. It's a big week.
It's a big week. We might be half of ourselves, but
I think we both got coronavirus, so that's good.
True.
I think I got Corona Premier. like the new kind, you know what I mean?
We got to get those masks that the Chinese ladies always wear on Hollywood Boulevard.
Oh, I'm in. I just want to wear those masks to, like, the dumbest places, you know? Just wear it to the bar and try to drink through it and shit.
Could you imagine trying to pick up a chick in one of those sick person? This actually reminds me. Before we jump in, right? Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Nick Hall Comedy.
Yes.
Coach Kent Murphy for all your merchandise. Please leave us a rating and review wherever you find podcasts. Yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
I just took over your intro duties.
It's okay.
But we got to talk about...
At Coach Kent Murphy on all the social media.
At Coach Kent Murphy.
CoachKentMurphy.com.
Yeah, if you follow Real Coach Ken, is that his name, on Instagram?
Fuck that guy.
He's a turd. But yeah, so Saturday we took a little time off, right? Like you were working, right? I went to the bar where you were working. And it was a madhouse.
Yeah.
It was a very interesting night of people watching. But we had maybe one of my favorite bar experiences that we've shared. Right? When we were out having a smoky break.
Mm-hmm.
This fucking lady accosted us.
Yeah.
This was madness, right?
Yeah.
So go ahead and why don't you walk us through how you saw this go down?
Well, you took way more of the brunt of it than I did, but...
Yeah. Well, I did notice this because you did this like 3 times, right? Where you are a master at, you see the storm coming.
Yeah.
And I'm slower than you, right? I'm taking it in.
I'll get out.
And you are an expert at jujitsuing the crazy people right to me and then disappearing.
I'm great.
It's pretty masterful.
I'm really good at the walk away. I have this thing where, like, if I'm not interested in whatever you're talking to me about,
yeah,
I don't pretend to be interested.
Yeah.
I just walk away.
That's so. It's a
and
skill that I don't
feel bad about it.
You don't feel bad at all.
It does not make me feel bad in the least bit. Nope.
Well, I have this thing where I always feel like it's material.
Yeah.
So I try to do like I'll listen to them, but I'm judging them the whole time. And like I try to get in my little jabs here and there.
Just not interesting that I'm out.
I need to learn your skill because this was bad. So this lady comes up to us, and she was nice enough. Like she was kind of like joking with me. Me and my 2 brothers were there, right? And she was joking with us throughout the night, right? Like she was she gave me shit about the hair. She's like, "We've got to take care of this," and I'm like, "There's no we. Like I don't know you, right?" And I was like, "If you're offering me like 70-year-old snatch to cut the hair, the answer is still no."
Still no.
Because I was like, if I'm not attractive enough to bang a 70-year-old without a haircut, then I don't deserve it.
Who the fuck's we? Who the fuck's we, lady? You got a mouse in your pocket?
Yeah, so then she's walking up behind me, fucking with my hair all night. She's kind of interacting every time we start talking. She comes up at one point, and they played in the bar, what is it? I'm Proud to Be an American.
Yeah.
Just like a weird karaoke moment.
Uh-huh.
And people are like freaking out, and she gave me the... What are you not a fucking American? I'm like, no, I just hate awful fucking songs. And like her and like 2 other old ladies accosted me about that. But this kind of forged our bond, right?
Yeah.
So when we were outside smoking, she saw us again, and this is where it got insane. So she comes up, and she's kind of having cigarettes with us, but then she turned her back. And it was almost like she went into character, right? Like Willem Dafoe in The Lighthouse, or Willem. And she turns around and just says, "Can we fucking pray for a minute?" And your response is one of my all-time favorite.
She said, "Do you want to pray for Kobe?"
Oh, that's right.
That's what she said. And I said, "Nope."
Yeah.
And
you just
walked
fucking
away.
said nope and left. Yeah. So then she turns to me, and I was like, "Oh, God." And I was like, "No, I don't. I only pray to Cthulhu." I made a joke, and she's like, she got mad, right?
Oh, well, yeah. I do kind of regret that walk away, though. I'm proud of most of my walkaways.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, like, man, I want to hear what that lady was going to say in her prayer. Because I bet it was amazing. God, you gave us helicopters, and you took them away. I'm like, I think you're missing the point, lady. I think you're missing the point. Yeah.
I wish, too, that we had heard the prayer.
She was something else, man.
I didn't realize it was going to go up, right? At first, I thought it was almost a bit. And I was like, she's not funny. But
no,
she was on one.
She was crying. Yeah, like,
when you
dead
left,
serious.
Like, full weeping, right? Because I was having a cigarette with this other, like, pretty attractive girl, right?
It was Karen.
Yeah.
It was your typical Karen.
A full Karen,
you know, let me talk to your manager, haircut, all that stuff. And just distraught.
Right.
About Kobe.
Horrible.
Distraught.
And so we're just talking, right? Me and this girl are talking. There's like 3 Chad's there trying to pick her up. And I was like, all right, at least the conversation's like other people my age. Like, this is fun. She grabs me by the shirt, right? I have my coat on. She grabs me by the lapels, and she's like, why don't you guys care about Kobe? And I was like, bitch, that shit happened like a week ago. Like, I care. I'm like, this is an Indiana bar, right? Everyone here is here drinking away the sorrow of something, right?
Sure.
Indiana's not like the hip Instagram bar kind of place.
No.
Like, this is where we drink because tomorrow we wake up and the dreams are broken again, right? And we forge on. We're sturdy Midwesterners.
I woke up.
Yeah, like, fuck. All right, back to this nonsense. I just got to survive till next drinking session. But she grabs me and starts crying. Then she fucking pulls her face in and weeps openly on my neck.
Yeah.
And I'm staring eye to eye with her husband. That was the part that was wild. Husband had the most broken look on his face.
Oh, he was probably just like, please take her. Like, like it's fine. It's fine. Then I get, then she's like an adulterer or two. I get to keep most of my shit in the divorce. Like, just take her.
Well, what's crazy, because it like leads you to imagine, you're like, what does their home life look like?
Oh, it's got to be awful.
Because it felt like a fresher relationship. This didn't look like a guy who had been dealing with this for like 40 years, right? This guy looked like he was pretty new to the game, but he was a husband.
He'd been in it for a minute.
Yeah.
Not 40 years, but
enough.
That wasn't day one.
This wasn't his first time she's openly wept.
We were not at ground zero at that dismantling relationship. I mean, that's yeah. That guy hated himself.
Like, what else do you... Oh, why do you guys not care that Hillary stole the election for Bernie? Like, she was out last night crying about the Iowa caucuses. Just
God.
Open.
Oh, for sure.
But that's why I told you, I was like, if I had to do... Because we were talking about Super Bowl bets, too, and I was like, man, the bet I want to make in life is, does that lady get a Kobe tattoo within the next month? And I would say it has to be like...
Oh, for sure.
Good odds that she's definitely getting that fucking tattoo. But it was just insane. Like, she expected everyone in the bar to shut down and cry and pray for Kobe.
No.
Unbelievable.
I mean, not that
we should have gotten the prayer. We should have gotten the prayer.
I regret. Yeah, I
regret
that one. Yeah.
I honestly, though, your walk away, I mean, it reminds me of those Steven Seagal videos where people are attacking him.
Yeah.
He's clearly insanely fat and can't move anymore.
Yeah.
But still, like, just grabs their fingers and these guys do, like, backflips. And he's like, see, I'm the fucking baddest. That's what you are at the fucking walk away. Mm-hmm. That's how good you are.
I'm really good at it.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a skill that I've really perfected and enjoy. It's only to strangers. Like, I don't do that to my friends. If my friends are telling me uninteresting shit, I'll just rip on them until they get the point.
Yeah.
And they do the same thing to me. But if I don't know you and you just come up and start blathering about some dumb shit that I don't care about, bye.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stick around and be like, oh, that's interesting. Like, no, I don't. I'd rather go stare at the wall by myself.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Than participate in this conversation.
It's funny because I feel that way about
cynicism in me,
almost every conversation, but I can't do the walk away. Like, right after that lady, I got caught by another lady, and she was telling me about how hard it is to date at our age. She's like, oh, you're married? And I was like, yeah. She's like, oh, that must be nice. And I was like, here we fucking go. But I was waiting on a beer, so I didn't move.
That must be nice.
And then she started. She's like, well, I'm on depression meds. That pretty much ruined my last relationship.
Oh,
before that, I was too insane for that guy. And just, like, riles it out forever.
Yeah.
And then she's like, you're not going to get on depression meds, are you? And I'm like, why, do you have any? Like, on you right now?
I don't know, lady. You're steering that bus right into the fucking cliff. Let's
yeah. It was one of those moments where I was like, I think I have to reevaluate something in life because I am like a fucking flame to the depressing, like, moths of this bar. I was like, something is horribly wrong. Yeah, it was an interesting night, to say the least.
Speaking of that song that you brought up, the Proud to Be an American. When I was like... I grew up in Tipton, Indiana, a very, very small town, but they have a pork festival every year. It's like their big festival. It's actually a pretty kick-ass, like, some killer pork chops. But back in the day, Bob and Tom used to host it. Right. And one year, that guy came and sang that song. It was
Proud
like,
to Be an American.
Yeah, but
guy?
It was like the year that he released it.
Oh,
and it was because it was early '90s. It was right after what was that, Desert Storm or the Gulf War or whatever. So it was like there was a lot of patriotism in the air. And
he had like Macarena levels.
That guy walking onto that stage in this little ass town might as well have been Elvis. Like I don't I don't know what that guy's doing now, but that had to be that tour that he was on that summer in these little small towns or whatever. Just had to be the biggest amazing thing of his life because everyone people were like, "Oh my God, it's a real star."
Yeah,
the guy's like,
just crushing like giant.
He's like, I wrote this in my garage the other day. Like,
he's like, well, I just had this terrible riff, and I was like, I'll put some patriotic like Hallmark bullshit on it. It was unbelievable, but I was like, it is the thing because
I don't even remember his name.
The bar, people were watching me because like whenever they would play a country song, right, people started jamming the fuck out.
Oh,
and I was just sitting there, like some ladies like.
White women love country music.
Well, she's like, come line dance. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
And it was this Luke Bryan song. And I was like, I don't even know who the fuck that is. But they were amped, right? Yeah. And then I was looking around and I was like, man, like, people get so invested in garbage music.
Yeah.
And it's so funny, too, because I'm sure they would say that. Like, I listen to fantasy metal, so I'm not lobbing stones from a lofty perch of artistic integrity. But you're like...
Country music featuring such hits as Drunk on a Plane. I'm getting drunk on a plane.
But every song is like that.
Yeah, it's all.
They cracked the code of just play simpleton music, right? That
sing
lures
about
you,
beer and whiskey.
Yeah. It lures them into just shuffling their feet, right? Bad white people dancing. And then it just says something like, hey, if you're going to have an affair, I'm also a 5 who wants to have an affair. That's essentially the vibe of country music.
Blake Shelton has one that just goes, chew tobacco, spit.
Yeah.
Like, that's the hook.
It's mantras, though, at that point, right? It becomes like this Buddhist meditation.
No, that was like a number one hit.
Yeah.
And people were like, damn, that's a really good song.
No, all my neighbors love it. Like, I know people, they're like traveling to see this music. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow, man, like, what a trip.
They purposefully give these people money to go see them.
And this is what the fucked up part is. If you had to pick one show to go to, right?
Yeah.
Where are you most likely to find the most percentage of really hot ladies that want to have the best time? Country music kills in that.
I'm telling you, I dated a girl once.
I've been to rap concerts. I've been to metal shows. I've been to
I don't remember
punk,
who.
whatever.
I think it was Paisley. I think it was Brad Paisley.
Yeah.
But she was a big Brad Paisley fan, so we went. This is my only country concert I've ever been to in my life. And like I almost broke up with her on the spot.
Yeah.
Not because I was mad that I was at a country concert. I was, but because of just the absolute tens walking around this place, and I was like, I'm gonna break up with you and just start shooting my shot all over the place.
If a girl likes country music, her absolute hard ceiling is 8.
Yeah,
because that shows mental deficiency. Like, you're a hard cap at an 8 if you like country music, right? Like an 8 is good. 8 means that you can still make money off attractiveness.
Absolutely.
But there are no 10s that wake up and do their yoga on top of a mountain palace and listen to Beer for My Horses. Like, that does not exist in nature.
Beer for my horses.
If you hear that song and you're like, man, I'm glad that music was invented, then you can't be a 10.
I mean, they're just doubling down on the bet. They're like, should we really just have a song that just goes, I'm drunk on a plane? And they just, like, double down on the bet that, like, people are fucking stupid enough to be like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy that. Because literally anybody could come up with that song. Anybody.
It's simpleton music, right? Because people listening go, wait, I've been drunk on a plane.
I've been drunk on a plane. That's my ballad. Hey, guys.
Yeah.
I've been drunk on a plane.
They're writing for me.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because they're just like, I like to get on a tube where everyone's uncomfortable and make it worse.
He's like listening to it. He's like, can he see me?
Are
they spying on me? I've been drunk on planes.
That guy must work for the NSA. He knows me. Yeah, it was. I mean, again, like I said, I listen to music that I'm sure the vast majority of people would say no.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm also a Rush fan, so I've hit the peaks, right?
See,
everything is below Rush.
That's lowest common denominator for me, too.
No. Well, that's why I can't be a 10.
He's singing about Tom Sawyer and shit.
No,
fuck that guy.
It's the metaphorical today's Tom Sawyer, right? He's taking it.
Who wants to be today's Tom Sawyer?
No one. Well, first
nobody.
Off, wouldn't you want to be Tom Sawyer?
No.
That guy does nothing important, and everyone does everything for him.
No.
He's a rapscallion of literature.
Boy.
But that's neither here nor there. I can't be a 10 because I once carried a card for the KISS Army.
That's
so
terrible.
Also, I understand my ceiling is a 9.
Yeah.
But
and that's more stupid. Like, I want to rock and roll all day and party all party all night.
Don't you? Yeah.
Yeah, but that's that's the same feeling. It's like, oh my god, I like rock and roll and partying.
I understand. KISS is country music adjacent, but at least they understood the aspects of iconography, showmanship, and at least like pretending.
I think
to play
some of the
music.
country guys do that too.
Garth Brooks does.
Sure.
Garth Brooks does.
Yeah.
But most of them are just like...
Brad Paisley's a hell of a guitar
Yeah,
player.
they're just like CrossFit guys that wear T-shirts and cowboy hats and jeans.
Oh, there's not 1 ounce of country in any of them.
No, but that's what they
like
strike
George
me.
Jones would just start fucking pistol whipping all of them.
Except like old
if he
country
saw
music
them,
was about like the American struggle.
Yeah, if Hank Williams
That's
saw
different.
any of these guys singing about him now, he would curb stomp them and piss on their graves after he killed them.
I'm sure Johnny Cash would have just left himself in Folsom Prison. He never would have come back out. No, I mean, I agree, but I think there is something to a lot of this is they look like the kind of guys that these country women wish they would have married because they're married to the less good. Their husband also is a beer drinker but doesn't look like a CrossFitter, right?
Yeah.
Their husband also isn't going to achieve much, right? But they're like, well, maybe through the power of me, the power of my, redecorating our house every week, like I'll get him there. Like I get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just blown away. I was like, man, people love this shit.
Oh,
Like-
my mom loves country music.
Oh, my mom too. My mom too.
Nuts about it. Yeah.
This is a true. My mom came over to watch Royal Rumble with us, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
Because I got it for the kid. He started to like wrestling. He's 5, and I was like,
I wish I
had
would've
one of
watched
those
that.
moments, right, where I was like, fuck, this is like, when I was a kid, I watched Royal Rumble with my dad. And we're watching it, and my mom is just sitting there like, and her and my wife are unbearable to watch Royal Rumble with. So they're just like, do they spend like 80% of all the matches laying down pretending to be tired? And I was like, shut up!
Yeah.
I was like, they're building emotion.
Well, that's
and they're doing this, but my mom had this moment where there was this old wrestler, right? Because we were watching an old Royal Rumble to get ready for it, right? So I got the WWE Network. Again, that's why now my ceiling is lowered to like an 8 or 7 because I watch pro wrestling too. But they had the old Royal Rumble, and my son was like, well, who's the best at Royal Rumble? I was like, fucking Stone Cold.
Yeah.
He's like, who? And he calls him the fiery guy now, right? He's like, man, he's fiery.
Hell yeah, he is.
And so I put on an old Rumble with Stone Cold. And there's this old wrestler named Bradshaw who came out, right? Just kind of a big dad bod, like stringy black hair. He looks like
probably an awesome dude.
Yeah, he looks like he would have been one of the henchmen in Roadhouse, right?
Yeah.
That's his look. Well, he came out, and my mom goes, who's that guy? And I just went, Bradshaw? I was like, ew, God. It made me so mad. But I was
Loves
like,
him.
hey, people just have types.
But that's the thing. Like, I'm sitting here ripping on like
Of all the
country
guys
music,
in that
and I
Rumble.
watch wrestling, and I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah. No, I like wrestling. I know it's all fake. I get it.
Yeah, I love it.
It's
yeah.
fun. I like the
It's
storyline.
males. It's soap operas for
Right.
for males.
But what I like is it's
yeah.
good to watch with my kids. It's also the perfect examination of good and evil, right? There's cheating. He gets emotional. I'm like, this is a good way to introduce concepts in life. But yeah, just finding out that people you love have like these things. It's
Me and my
crazy,
buddy,
man.
we go and we watch a lot of nights or a lot of weeks. We go and watch Monday Night Raw.
Fuck yeah, dude.
We go sit my buddy at the bar or whatever. We just sit up there and have dinner and watch Monday Night Raw. But we do the thing where like we watch it and pretend as if it's like 100% real. So like we'll be sitting there and like somebody will get body slammed. Like, oh my god, they're not even bringing medical out. They're not even. Somebody's got to stop this fight. Like we're doing that the whole time. You know what I mean?
If he eats 1 or 2 more cans of dog food, he's
and
in
it never
real trouble.
fails. There's like 1 or 2 people at the bar that don't get it.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's just wrestling. It's like, we know.
Yeah, you're like
this
I
is-
made it to the bar in a car,
Yeah.
right? I'm not banging my head into the counter. Like, I'm smart enough to know this isn't real. Although I did discover pro wrestling Twitter during Royal Rumble.
Oh, yeah.
Madness.
Yeah, pro wrestling Twitter's fun
Madness.
all the time.
Yeah, those people might not get it. I don't know.
People call me Dean Ambrose all the time. They say
Dean Ambrose?
Yeah, they say I look like fat Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, I would probably be like in a Cactus Jack phase. Like if Cactus Jack
Cactus
joined
Jack
Weight
is a
Watchers.
man, dude.
Yeah, I'm only slightly less fat than
Oh,
him.
Mick
But
Foley.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. We all have our quirks, but I do have to say I find country music among the most distasteful.
Yeah.
Do you do this where it reminds me of that line in High Fidelity, right? Which is a funny movie to watch at our age, because when you get to our age, you watch it and you're like, oh, John Cusack's just a terrible piece of shit person,
he's a
right?
baby.
When
Yeah.
we were in college, I was like, this guy gets it.
Yeah.
Now you're like, oh, he just sucks and no woman should be with him. Like,
Yeah.
that's a bad life choice.
Yeah, he's a whiny bitch.
But they have a line in that movie, right, where it's like, essentially it's not what you're like, it's what you like.
Yeah.
And I do think there's a bit of truth, right?
That's a Jack Black, right?
I think he's the one
Yeah,
who...
because he's always talking
yeah.
about the music and shit. Yeah, yeah.
When he judges that guy, he's like, go to the mall.
Yeah.
Go to the mall,
Go to the
right?
mall.
Do you even know your daughter? There's no way she likes... And it's fine, but, like, there are a couple things for me that if you just do those in public, like, we can't.
Yeah.
I can't respect you. I can be decent to you, right? Like, I'm not gonna like start throwing rocks at you and shit. But immediately, from the moment I see you and everything you say, I will just be like, fucking asshole. Everything. And one of those is, if you're way too into country music, which all the hot girls in the bar were. And I'm sorry, I'm like, you're all judged. You're all judged.
My one buddy, he's I don't know, probably 40 or something. But like, he'll get drunk, and he gets all hyped when he gets drunk. He's like, yeah. Because I'm getting on the jukebox. Let's go.
Let's go.
And it will either be, Ice Cube or like NWA.
Fuck yeah.
Just like the hardest gangster rap from the early 90s.
Yeah, for sure.
Or it will be Drunk on a Plane by like, or, you know, songs of that vein. But he gets hyped about it. And he's like, yes. And I'm just like, fuck you. Give me the remote. We're not listening to this.
Okay, so this guy's like your friend.
Oh, I love him. Yeah, he's one of my best. He's a great guy. Did you decide
to be his friend before or after you knew he actually liked Drunk on a Plane?
Before.
So if the first time you saw him, he had been like jamming that, like, this shit fucking rages. Do you think you could have forged a friendship with him after that?
That would have been tough.
Hard.
That might have been I might have walked away from that conversation.
Right? That's what I mean. It's just
that might have been a classic Nick walk away.
If I found out you voted for Trump, that's one thing.
Yeah.
If you wear the MAGA hat in public, you are telling me that you're not here to be friends with people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you're a rabble rouser, right? You're a troublemaker.
Right.
Like, there are just things you can do that I'm like, you're putting out the signs, man. You know what I mean?
I'm here for trouble.
Yeah.
I like that.
You back into
I do that sometimes,
spots?
though. Sometimes I just go out and I'm just like, you know what?
Yeah.
I just kind of want to be quarrelsome.
Yeah.
This evening.
That's fine.
You know? Yeah.
I'm all for that. But then don't also get mad at me for saying that your ceiling's an 8.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, you made the fucking choice.
Agreed.
Right?
Like,
I could not be overweight and I could have a good haircut.
One of my favorite things to do is, like, when I go out and you'll see somebody, like, two people watching a game and they'll be like, you know, I don't know, LeBron James is the best athlete in basketball. They'll say some general statement like that.
That's a line for you.
That's mostly true. Well, it doesn't matter. I just use an example. Right. And I will just lean in and just fucking start bashing LeBron and give like 10 stats of why he's not. I'll make them up.
Right.
I don't even know if they're right.
Yeah.
Just to fucking stir that pot and get those people mad at
me.
I don't know why I do that, but I do.
Well, the best is when you do that and you see the guy who's like, I'm going to Google it. You're like, I've already defeated you.
Okay.
I already have won this moment. Right? Like, if I send you scurrying angrily to Google,
I'm not doing any work for this conversation.
I have dominated you, right?
I'm just going to throw asinine stats at you until I win my point.
Yeah, right? Yeah. You just checkmated yourself, fool. Yeah, no, I agree, man. It was fun because that was our night before the Super Bowl. So Super Bowl Sunday was super low-key for me.
Not for me.
I was recovering. No, you were out again going for it and gambling.
Yeah. We got after it.
Yeah.
Me and Chucky.
Yeah. I don't think we need to do like a deep analysis of the game. It was an entertaining Super Bowl.
Yeah, it went the same way all the other ones did.
Yeah.
Chiefs get way down. Chiefs start stomping on them, and they win.
Well, it's great because even into the fourth quarter, right, they're down. I think it was like 8 minutes left. Down 10. Third and 13, 15.
Yep.
And he fucking chucks a 60-yarder, Mahomes or whatever.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Not even a great throw, right? Like, the receiver had to stop to catch it. As soon as they made that play, you just saw, like, the collective butthole of the NFL.
Yeah.
Like, that sphincter was rock tight. And you're like, well, that's it. Game's over. Like, I knew
the 48ers real quick.
Yeah.
It was squeezed down.
No, it's just crazy, right? And it's that interesting moment where you're like, man, we had that Moneyball revolution. Everyone talks about play calling and coaching and, you know, this and that matchups. And you're like,
or you just get Patrick Mahomes.
You just got the guy.
Yeah.
Like, Patrick Mahomes is just the one guy.
He's incredible.
And you're like, I always think he can win a game.
He's
always.
Yeah.
He's just that guy.
He's the athlete of this generation.
Yeah.
Like, going
Well,
forward.
he is. He's like Steph Curry in basketball, where you're just like, he just does things that you're like, I don't know everything about sports. That guy's different.
Yeah.
Like, that guy's just different.
It's different, yep.
In a way that seems to be unfair. Right? Like, the fact that the Niners coughed that away. And they had some bad beats on calls and bad clock management, whatever. But you're like, at the end of the day, if that was anyone else but Mahomes in that same play, I feel like the Niners win that Super Bowl.
That's like the ultimate compliment from, like, a pro to a pro that I've heard, like, pros say about each other. Because you got to think, like, the guys that get to the pros, it doesn't matter even if they don't get any minutes,
right?
If they don't play,
right?
To get to the pros is not like you have to be some sort of an elite athlete,
right?
At whatever it is you do.
It's the Brian Scalabrine paradox, right?
Yeah.
Where you're like, that guy by the eye test, you're like, he looks like the worst basketball player ever,
right?
But he would mop the fucking floor with everyone you've ever met.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. He ran the whole city of Boston because they kept giving him shit.
Yeah.
So he held a one-on-one tournament and just beat every common man.
Everyone you know, pretty much everyone in college, he would mop them.
But
it's the Brian Scalabrine paradox.
And then you'll hear one of those guys, and they'll say, like, I was watching all the Kobe shit and stuff like that, or you'll hear people say it about LeBron or like Patrick. But like, if you hear another pro go, yeah, he's different.
He's just
you know
different.
What I mean? Like,
yeah.
there's this elite level that you get to pro, and then there's this handful of guys that exist somewhere above that in this like stratospheric place. You know, it's crazy. And he is that.
Yeah.
Mike Trout is that. You know what I mean? It's fucking incredible.
Yeah. I mean, it was just one of those games, and it almost broke my heart, right? Because the 49ers feel like the NFL's great story, right?
Yeah.
Like, they made some ballsy moves. They got personnel. They were, bottom feeders, and they fucking fought their way back. They developed this old power football team, and you're like, yeah, that's the story, right? Like, everyone in an organization working together. Yeah. And then you're like, the other team just has the guy.
Well, I read...
and the team, and that's the thing, too. NFL's supposed to be the ultimate team sport. You can't do it alone.
Yeah.
It does feel like Mahomes just took that shit.
My favorite news story from all of it. So, the Vegas lost a ton of money. Because everybody bet the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But there was one pocket of the country, besides San Francisco, a lot of the Niners fans.
Right.
But the only, like, neutral part of the country that lost money was the stupid-ass fucking New England. Like, everybody in the New England area lost money because they're all like, Jimmy Garoppolo, he's Brady's protege. Yeah. He's going to win the Super Bowl. Like, I don't know if that's a Boston accent I just did. But they're like the only segment of Americans that lost money on that game.
Right.
Besides for actual 49ers fans.
And I bet they were stoked about it.
Oh, yeah.
They're probably the guys who were mad about that wasn't a
penalty.
And
they got up 20-10, like, what'd I tell you?
Yeah.
What'd I tell you?
Yeah, that wasn't a penalty on Kittle. It was a robbery. NFL
that was kind of a chippy call. I'll give him that.
Well, I mean, he did it, but I'm like, when the fuck did you decide to start calling it?
Well, exactly.
He definitely did it.
Well, for sure, but yeah.
Right? Especially in that moment.
The rate at which that is called is not very often.
They missed it offsides, like, yeah. But no, I've heard people fucking slaughtering Jimmy Garoppolo. And I was like, this was his first season back after, like, a major fucking injury. Right? And I'm
still should have played better.
Like, you don't think he's the guy now, but, I mean, people are saying they should fucking move him in the offseason and try to get Tom Brady. Because Tom Brady did that dipshit still, right? Like, maybe I'll leave, maybe I won't, for a Hulu commercial.
He bought property in Las Vegas.
Yeah, of course.
He's going to be a Raider.
Yeah.
The Raiders.
The least Raider quarterback of all time would be Tom Brady, right?
I would love to just watch fucking Gruden try to yell at Tom Brady.
They would just be yelling at
Tom,
each other.
fucking spider through white banana. I'll call my own place, Chucky.
No, I don't know. I felt bad for Jimmy G, though. I thought he made some good plays.
Yeah, he was good all year.
Shit.
He kind of sucked that game, but he was good all year.
I mean, imagine being the other quarterback in that game.
Yeah.
That's fucking brutal.
Yeah, well,
that's brutal.
You got to rise above.
Can you? Like, how do you just rise above Mahomes?
Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl, man.
Exactly right, but that's what I mean. Like, Trent Dilfer is not a great quarterback.
Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl.
Yeah. No, Rex Grossman was in a Super Bowl.
Rex Grossman.
Right? Like, I don't think
Grossman lost the Super Bowl.
I know, right? The worst that was one of Peyton Manning's gifted Super Bowls, right? He got to face Rex Grossman, right? But this is what I mean. Is like,
he didn't get to pick his opponent. He won the game.
But if he could have.
Well, everybody would have picked. Everybody would have picked Grossman that year. Yeah. Grossman would have been like, can I play myself?
Yeah. You're like, all right, so Urlacher has his best game ever, and he gets 3 sacks, and I just have to beat Rex Gross. Deal. Fucking deal. Right? Yeah, no. I don't think Garoppolo's dead, though.
No, I don't either.
It was a fun game,
and he's still a fairly young guy. Like, he's fine.
And he's got that fucking mad big dick energy out there with the porn star. He's a good-looking guy. I don't think that's the kind of guy that fades into oblivion, right?
I agree.
I think he'll be all right.
He'll be fine.
One of my favorite things from the Super Bowl was the halftime show. Obviously, I think everyone's favorite thing was the halftime show. And I don't even think it was like a great show, right?
It was all right.
It wasn't to me like when I saw Lady Gaga do it, and I was like, this is a fucking show. But they got back to basics.
Sure.
And they're like, what do we do? Because I didn't even know. My wife was at it. I was like, I don't think I can name 3 Jennifer Lopez songs. I remember Jenny from the Block, and that was the only one I could remember.
I think that's the only one that I can
and
pull off the top of my head, too.
She said, Waiting for Tonight, and I was like, that can't be it. I used to love that song. I used to shoot hoops to that song.
Oh.
Yeah,
but Jennifer Lopez?
That's her, apparently. So I was like, all right, so I knew, too, but I didn't know that was her song. I thought it was like when Cher was doing the, like, hey, I'm a revived mummy, and I have, like, vocal
Do
adjusting.
you believe?
By the way, one of my favorite Guilty as Pleasure songs is the Do You Believe in Love?
Oh, God.
I used to be on my Shooting Hoops mix.
You can't say anything else about country music, then.
I'm telling you right
kidding.
now. Yeah.
I jammed out to it, too.
That song by Cher
I
is
still,
better
to this
than
day,
every
jam
country song I've heard that's not written by Garth Brooks or Randy
When
Travis.
I'm alone, I jam out to Whitney Houston all the time.
Yeah, for
no
sure,
joke.
because she actually has talent.
Oh, I loved Whitney.
She has talent. But I thought it was good because they just went back to basics. Like, what's going to sell? Jennifer Lopez, she learned her lesson from Hustlers, right? What's going to move the needle? That ace.
That ace.
Mm-hmm. Right? Like, you're all lip syncing up there. It's hard to do the big grand show. They're like, let's just make this fun as shit to watch.
Yeah.
And just every guy watching it was just, holy
50-year-old
shit,
ass
here
up
we
there.
go.
Yeah.
How do you make the 45-year-old dad who's never had either of their albums care about the show?
Mm-hmm.
They found the way.
Yeah.
They fucking did it. And that was awesome. But then going to social media and people just being furiously mad about it. Furiously mad about it. Unbelievable. And there are all these Karen groups on Facebook that were so mad. And immediately you just want to say, how many of you guys are going to let your daughters cheerlead in middle school?
Probably all of them.
Yeah, what do you think that's for? What do you think cheerleaders are for? Yeah. You think that's actually like an athletic expression?
Do you think it pumps the team up?
Yeah. Do you think that they're just standing on the sideline of a real sport because they are athletes? And they might be athletic, but
no, they are.
Let's be fair.
They are absolutely athletic.
And they had the cheerleading competitions and all that. But cheerleaders were invented for titillation.
Correct.
So if you're putting your kids in that and also against the Super Bowl halftime show, you're a fucking rube.
Yeah. Well, the argument is like, well, it's not kid friendly. It's like, well, it's the fucking Super Bowl. First of all, you didn't say anything when grown men run around and fucking they're like half murdering each other for the last 30 minutes. Right. But God forbid a woman shake her butt a little bit on the stage.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? And if you're trying to instill life values in your kids by a Super Bowl broadcast, that's on you.
Yeah.
For being a fucking moron.
Already failed enormously, right?
Failed.
Yeah, I just thought.
Yeah.
Also, it's like this giant event that's sponsored essentially
it's
by
like
our love of gambling and drinking.
But it's like the wardrobe malfunction. There should be at least 3 sets of titties every Super Bowl.
Oh, I fucking
the
agree.
ratings would. They would make more money. Yeah. They'd make more money than God.
Yeah, no, they got so mad because Jennifer Lopez had the audacity to climb on a stripper pole with all her clothes on.
Yeah.
It's like, who fucking
Oh,
cares?
my, yeah. Who gives a fuck?
I was telling you, it was funny because I was in the other room trying to get some work done. And I was like, I'll see the highlights after. I don't have to watch the halftime show. And my 2-year-old, Logan, came in and was fucking dancing. And my wife's like, yeah, he got riled up watching that. And I was like, yeah, he did.
Everybody
I was
did.
like, I remember when I was like fucking 12 or 13 and that Shakira video came out. Like, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember exactly what that 2-year-old's going through.
Shakira.
Whatever the fuck that was.
That's
the SpongeBob meme.
It's a cultural thing, I found out.
Is it really?
Yeah, and it means it's like a show of joy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Right on. So was it just like
I read that yesterday.
So the Karens were wrong. It wasn't miming cunnilingus?
Yep. Correct.
Interesting.
Uh-oh.
My favorite.
Shockingly, the Karens were wrong.
Shocker.
Get right out of town.
The lady we met at the bar definitely is like, can we pray and cry about Shakira?
Yeah.
No, the favorite one I saw was someone did a meme, right, with the Shakira doing her tongue. And they were like, this is how every guy who's never brought a woman to orgasm thinks they should go down on chicks.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The people who get mad about things like this, it's like when we did that story this summer where they were mad about athletes for being in the body issue.
Yeah.
If you're so fucking afraid, like, how do they tell their kids, like, Bible stories, like Adam and Eve? It's like, you think they were wearing, like, fucking tarps?
Yeah.
Like, Adam was hanging dong.
Yeah.
Right? The first forbidden fruit that Eve gobbled was Adam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that happened. You guys need to get used to this.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Well, it's just it's that thing where, like, they can't do it. They can't.
Talk about sex?
No, they can't get up there and shake their ass and make America watch.
Yeah, most people can't.
They can't. I can't.
Yeah, no.
But they take that and it makes them mad.
Yeah.
And they spin it as in around to be like, my values say that we shouldn't do that. And you should feel how I feel.
Yeah.
And it's their only way of feeling fucking important in life is to fucking
Right.
complain about everything that they can't fucking do. It's a fucking disease, and it's it's what's wrong with our fucking with society.
Right.
It's like it is.
Well, the
it's this
repression
fucking disease. I can't do it, so you shouldn't either. I feel this way, so you should feel that way too. And I'm gonna fucking make a stink and cry about it until somebody fucking listens to me.
Right.
Because I'm a fucking degenerate.
Right.
It's annoying.
Well,
Shut the fuck up, Karen.
It's annoying too.
Go sit down.
It starts at this genesis. It feels like they're mad because their husbands are more turned on by Shakira and Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
Like, hey, your husbands understand that's an unwinnable ordeal. Also, let's get this out of the way. Jennifer Lopez and Shakira are not going to fuck your husband.
If
that's
your
not
husband
going to
went
happen.
and shot his shot with
Yeah.
with Jennifer Lopez, his bodyguard would tackle and beat the fuck, or her bodyguard would
Yeah.
tackle and beat the shit out of him.
He's like, let me see if I can
send him on. Unless your husband is fucking like Channing Tatum,
Yeah.
doesn't have a shot.
Yeah, no. Like, it's okay to see people that are
It's
just
the same women that like see Brad Pitt and they go woo.
Yeah.
But God forbid,
Well,
like,
last year I had to look at Adam Levine's like terrible tattoos.
if they did a Magic Mike halftime show,
Yeah.
those women wouldn't say a fucking word. They'd be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that was great."
Yeah. They'd look at their husbands
Yeah.
like, why don't you fucking work out more?
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing, right? We're watching a game where all it is people who are way better than us,
Yeah.
right? We're holding up aloft these athletes who have achieved things that we can
Yeah.
never achieve. I don't watch that and get so mad that I'm like, they shouldn't be able to play football in front of me. That makes me feel inferior as a football player.
Well, it's the thing. Like, I didn't care about the halftime show. It's whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care. But I just walked away and like did something else for 20 minutes. But it's like these people whose lives are so fucking miserable. They just want to make everybody else's miserable,
Right.
And complain about it.
Right.
Like, shut the fuck up. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
Also, with these parents,
If
I
you're
want to
so
ask them,
fucking-
like, do you think your kid's not going to be subjective to sexuality?
Yeah.
Like, do you think it's not going to happen that
Oh,
they're
good.
going to go somewhere and see something?
Good. You want to shelter your kids so they'll grow up to be an asshole like you.
Yeah.
Great.
Like, just because you wear 3 sweaters to go
Yeah.
out in public, like, I don't get it, man. Because I was telling you today, I saw a funny news clip, right? That fucking dingus Piers Morgan was interviewing this lady from PETA. And she, again, she has this platform on a national news thing. Like, I even saw it across the pond, so it's obviously got some reach. And the issue she brought up, right? And her job seemingly is to be an advocate to save animals.
Sure.
Right? The issue she brought up is that we shouldn't call our animals pets. It's degrading and derogatory to pets.
To the pets.
Yeah, call them something like companions, family members, whatever. And it just made me be like, man, we need less people.
Yeah.
Like, we need less people.
Yeah.
But the world is full.
There's far too many people.
Well, goddamn, I've been watching all the Oscar movies to get ready for the Oscars.
Yeah.
I was telling you, this year's documentary batch is exceptionally, exquisitely depressing and miserable.
Yeah, very
right?
much so.
Some lady trying to give health care to kids in Syria, bombs, gassing.
They're good documentaries.
Good documentaries.
Just depressing subject matter.
The death of democracy in, Brazil. Another fucking Syrian mom trying to save her kid. Like, it's fucking miserable to watch these documentaries, right? And this is something that we're talking about, right? Like, in the cosmic scheme of 1 billion problems, how long would it take you to get to the label I use for my animal?
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Like, how low on that list is my son saw Shakira and got a little warm-blooded, right? How fucking low on the list should those be?
Like, that's below, safe-proofing my house against stubbing my toe.
Yeah.
Like, I would go through and collectively, like, cover every square inch of my house with pads.
Yeah.
Before I even, like, had that thought of,
Yeah.
like, should I call my dog my pet?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Here's something, right? Let's stick with toes, right? There are like 50 million toe problems before. Why do we still not have toenail clippers and fingernail clippers that can cut the nail in one clip? Why do I always have to try to line it up like I'm a fucking fighter pilot? Why can't we have a one-clip fingernail clipper?
But
that's a higher
people's
problem.
People's toes
for
are
science to
shaped
solve.
differently. That's why.
Well, you can't fucking. I can send in
'Cause then what are
zippies
they
and
gonna
get
say?
glasses to my face.
What are they going to say? Like, one size fits all. And then
Wait.
some guy's going to be like,
Hey.
well, not my toe.
We're not
I
fucking
want
scientists.
money.
We're not scientists.
It's a lawsuit waiting to
right?
happen in this climate.
In this climate, we can't deal with the toe problem. I'm just saying we have smart people. Why aren't they figuring out important things?
Yeah.
Like, let's just throw this out there. This lady works for PETA, right? Your whole thing is you want to save animals.
Well, yeah.
Bitch, there are homeless people.
Well,
There are people that can't eat and don't have homes, and we're trying to save
you're
dogs.
comparing two different things.
It's crazy.
I get that. But, okay, but like you said, she works for PETA.
Right.
Her job is, or at least like the philosophy of her job is the well-being
Yeah.
of animals.
Right.
Right? So, like, if you're going to get national TV time, talk about an endangered species or something, what can you do to help them?
Right.
Instead, she takes it and she's like, we got to stop calling our dog pets.
Yeah. Factory
It's basically
farming.
the dog N-word. They don't like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking? What are you doing, lady?
I'll be honest, right? Let me be 100% on Front Street. I constantly worry that my dog's going to lean over and be like, hey, Josh, you're being a bit racist. And I don't like, I'm like,
Racist.
fuck. Bro, I've been breaking your heart for all these years. I'm so sorry, Bear.
Your dog finally learns to talk and he goes, look, Dad, been wanting to tell you this for a while, but I heard you call me pet a few times, and that's our word.
Yeah.
Like,
I know you think it's cool in
Yeah.
your own home, Donald Sterling, but I have ears. I have better hearing than you. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's fucking ridiculous. This was my thing. I was like, when my dog can vocalize that he doesn't like, when I say the word pet and my dog recoils as if I've hit him with a shoe,
yeah.
right? I'll stop.
Then I'm done.
When my dog can go out and obtain his own food and pick his shit up out of the yard so my kids don't step in it,
Yeah.
I can call him whatever he wants.
My pet has made one, fuck you, lady. My pet has made one decision in her life.
Right?
I mean, besides the everyday, like, she decides to poop and pee
Yeah.
and eat.
Yeah. They
And
choose
the
not
only,
to attack
The
us.
only
That's cool.
conscious decision my dog has ever made is she won't eat pretzels.
That's the one.
I can drop anything on the floor. I could take a shit on the floor and she'd start eating it. Drop a pretzel, she'd be like, nope, not for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and so she's not. My dog's not sitting around
Yeah.
thinking about, is this motherfucker calling me pet?
Yeah.
Who the fuck you calling pet,
Who the
motherfucker?
fuck you think you is? No, my dog Bear has tried to eat a dirty diaper. I think I can call him whatever I want.
What do
if
you
I
mean
see
you?
a human,
What do you
eating a
mean you
dirty
pets?
diaper, yeah. Then he's like, I
Fuck
see
outta
the way-
here, lady.
yeah, I see how happy you are when you throw that leash on me. You fucking bitch. You love throwing that leash on me, don't you, motherfucker? Yeah, no.
Oh
But
god.
this gets back to a grand theory of life, which is, I was watching those documentaries again, and it's, man, like that lady in Honeyland. She's trying to save her mom from dying.
Right.
With next to no medicine, no money. She can just sell honey, essentially, right?
Yeah.
She has to go all the way to the city, travel hours and hours to do that. You think that lady would ever fucking waste a second on what to call a pet?
Doubtful.
Like, this is what I mean. Like, we have all these people that have this fucking plethora, this glut of fucking free time and resources and media and access to knowledge, right? We can fucking tackle things that are important.
Yeah.
And the fact, as soon as you start saying shit like that on air,
Yeah.
I think you're canceled. Like, that's the cancel culture I want.
And
right?
I'm in full agreement with that.
Yeah, I saw a news clip, right?
You're
It
just
got
gonna go be
sent
a
around.
fucking moron. Yeah, you're done.
Like, some other parents I know sent me a news clip. There was a lady on TV that was like, pretty much all parents are sexual assaulters if we don't ask our kid for consent to change his diaper. And I was like, do you think I want to fucking change that shitty diaper?
Yeah.
Like, he never asked my consent before he shit on himself.
So when the kid's like 2 months old, can't speak or
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to wait
So you just
until
wanna sit
they
there all
smile.
day?
Yeah.
Can I change it?
Yeah. When he grabs my hand and wipes his own ass with it.
And by that time, he's already shit 3 more times.
Yeah. And at that point, it's still just a he said,
like,
he
that's
said.
just
Like,
that's idiocy, man.
But
Like,
that's what I
just,
mean.
Yeah, that's just idiocy.
and you never see it. The people who are on TV saying shit like that are not listening to country music people.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, they have this
and
overeducated
their kids
problem.
aren't vaccinated. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane. And why is cancel culture not that? Like, why do I have to fucking see that shit all the
Right.
time? Like, that
Right.
bothers. If you think that's actually an important issue,
Yeah.
right? Like, if you're in public, the way that I see, truck nuts or socks with sandals.
I love truck
You know
nuts.
what I mean? Yeah. If you wear a marijuana leaf hat and shirt just so I know you smoke pot, even though I smelled you the moment I walked into Walmart, if you do those things, I judge you, right?
I think
If your version of that is, oh my God, did you just call Bear a pet? If that's your line, that's infuriating.
I'm gonna make.
You're not making the world a
I
better
agree.
place.
I couldn't agree more. I am gonna make a plea right now, though. I want to talk to. I want the first guest on this show to be the guy that invented truck nuts.
Oh my God, yeah.
Wouldn't that be fucking incredible?
I bet that guy rages.
I wonder what that day was like. When he was like, I just imagine this guy just like high as shit, and
Yeah.
he's like, dude, I made a ball sack to hang from a truck. You know what I mean?
I have a theory.
And then like he woke up one day and it was just like everywhere, and he's like, what the fuck?
So him and his friends were definitely out. They'd either just finished shooting guns or playing paintball. They probably rode somewhere in like trucks and four-wheelers, right? So they're out somewhere. There's definitely a fire that they started somewhere near.
Sure.
This guy is sitting on the back of his trucks is like, this will be hilarious. You know, hey guys, I finally found something heavy enough or strong enough to hold my nuts. Dangled his own nuts on the ball hitch, right?
Yeah.
Uproarious laughter.
Oh yeah.
It must have been the moment.
That's a killer joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It must have been like the exact same feeling Chappelle had when he came up with the blind white supremacist, where you just say it and you see everyone's face like, oh my God, that's genius, undeniable. And he's like, holy fuck. He's like, I got to get to a dipping factory right now. Right? Like, there's no way that guy, that did not start as a, hey, look at my nuts being held by this truck.
I think that's what they call it when you put your nuts in something. They call it Dippin' Dots. I just wrote that joke.
I actually saw something.
I just wrote that joke. It was terrible.
Kids on TikTok have been going to the ER because it came out. There's a study that says that our testicles have taste receptors.
Yeah, they're dipping them in like soy sauce and shit.
Wasabi and shit that's like burning the flesh of their testicles or scrotum, I guess. But
yeah.
Again, I think if you do that,
if we make one of those
cancel
videos,
culture.
we're gonna deep fake it. We're gonna deep fake it.
We just need a Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace.
Those aren't his balls. You deep fake
we're
it.
in the market for
Those are Robert De
huge
Niro's balls. I've seen them.
Really small brain. We need that guy. If you have huge balls and a small brain, come get on the Kent Murphy TikTok.
I love it. All right, guys. Truck nuts and nut dipping is probably a good way to get out this week. Hey, thanks for listening. Make sure you give us a rating review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you're listening. We appreciate it. CoachKentMurphy.com/shop for all your merchandise needs. At Coach Kent Murphy on all the socials. None of that fake shit. Stop following him. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.